What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? I'm super excited to get with you guys today because it's Hump Day. And when it's Hump Day, it's the Sports Lounge Media. I am here with both of our guests, Mark and Sarai. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, what we're going to go over today is our Week 9 recap, or I believe it's a recap of Week 9.
Yes.
Um, and then we're also going to talk about some of the bigger trades that have been happening throughout the whole entire league. And then also stay tuned for week week 10, and then also our power rankings. But before we do that, as we always do, we like to give a shout out to our sponsors. Mark, take it away.
Hey, of course, we got number one sports fan located Tulare, Visalia, Hanford, and West Covina. They just got the Dodgers World Series gear in stock. I know, of course, the Chosen is excited about that to see that happening. Which I mean, it was a great series. Um, we also have Cali Built Graphics, who take care of all of our hats, decals, shirts, needs, everything like that. Um, We then we also got Martino Construction. Hit up Brian at martinoconstruction.com. Any project that is $10,000 and more, he'll give you $1,000 off when you mention Sports Lounge Media. And of course, the biggest one of all, we here at the Sports Lounge Media are powered by the Mogul brand and Diamond Collection. Go to www.poweredbytmb.com and put in the Sports Lounge Media, and you get 20% off your order there. So we want to thank each one of them, and definitely want to thank the Mogul and the Diamond Collection for helping take care of us as well.
Yeah, and super excited about all the things that are happening with the Sports Lounge Media. Last night, I got the opportunity to do VGK, which is Night of the Living Dead for the Vegas Golden Knights. Great connections were there, and super excited on what to bring to you with the NHL. Not just that, just all sports content in general. A couple of things to get out housekeeping out the way. NBA has started. Tip off was, I believe, a week ago. The NBA is going on. NHL is going on. There's a lot of sports going on in the month of October going into November. Baseball just ended, like Mark said, with the Dodgers winning it again back to back. And so we're halfway through the season for football. So we're going to be talking about all of that. And let's jump right into um, NFL. Week 9, Lamar Jackson came back. He looked great. Played against the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. Ravens win 28-6. Um, Sunday, morning game, starting with the morning games, we had the Falcons losing to the Patriots. Patriots won 24-23. They won by 1 point. They squeezed by there. You had the Chargers winning 27-20 against the Titans. You got the Bears and the Bengals who had a shootout, 47-42, which is crazy amount of points in one game. But the Bears did pull that out. We had the Steelers upsetting. I don't know if you would call it an upset. I guess you would. Everybody has the Colts up there, so I would say that they upsetted them 27-20. The Steelers win that game against the Colts. 49ers won 34-24 against the hurt Giants. Broncos pulled off another one, 18-15 against the Texans. Vikings upsetted the Lions, supposedly the most dynamic team in all of football. JJ McCarthy came back, didn't play a great game, but did enough to win that game, 27-24. We have the Panthers stunning the Packers, 16-13. Um, the Jaguars, and in that game, Cam Little hit the record of 68-yard field goal in that game, and the Jaguars go to win that game in overtime, 30-29 against the Raiders. We have the Rams keep rolling, 34-10 against the Saints. We have the Bills winning 28-21 against the Chiefs, and we had the Seahawks run away with the 38-14 win over the Commanders, and a huge loss to the Commanders with JD5 with a dislocated elbow. Uh, and then the Cardinals stunned the Cowboys at home after being undefeated at home for so many games, 27-17. What game stuck out to you guys? And yeah, well, which one was exciting to watch? Anybody can jump in.
For me, it was that Chiefs Bills game. I know a lot of people would pay attention to that one, but that for me is what stood out. You saw a few plays that were a little questionable, but with Josh Allen doing what he had to do in the first three quarters, they kind of slacked a little bit in the fourth, obviously. But to get that win, I think that gives them, that notch above everyone else when it comes to the AFC, championship, game. For me, I do see the Chiefs or the Bills going to the AFC championship. That is one of the teams. The second team, I think it's up in the air. And even at that, the Bills can be a question mark because you don't know what's going to happen with the Patriots because they're in second place right now to the Patriots. So it really is. It's that AFC is up for. It's definitely not the strong conference right now. It's pretty much open in the air with everyone because teams that are winning are not supposed to be winning. Teams that shouldn't be winning, it's across the board. It's a lot of uneven, a lot of injuries. So, but for me, it was that game that stood out the most to me was that Bills Chiefs game.
Yeah, really in that game, it kind of showed that the Bills do really good in the regular season when it comes to playing against the Chiefs. At the end of the day, one of the question marks for me is not the capabilities of winning in the regular season, is winning when it matters the most, and that's in the playoffs. Bills struggle, obviously, in the playoffs against a team like the Chiefs, but there's other teams to talk about, like the Denver Broncos, top 5 defense, that's just been winning games from behind. We have the Chargers that is well coached and picked up, couple of players, and they're looking to make a stride. You have teams like is the Colts for real? I know we're going to talk about some of the trades that happened, but they got Sauce Gardner to kind of beef up that secondary, right? So I don't. For me personally, I seen what I needed to see when they played against the Steelers, and that told me a lot about who the Colts were. Because when you're throwing it down the field, obviously you've seen that's why they went and got Sauce because they just exploited their secondary. But like you said, there's not really there's really not a juggernaut really on either side, AFC or NFC side. It's just been um, a lot of teams winning on against good teams and losing against bad teams, and we really don't know. There's a hell of a race in the NFC North with four teams really, with all four teams in that division. NFC also has three teams in the West with the Seahawks and the Rams and the Niners with the easiest schedule. Really don't know what's going to happen there. Obviously, the Eagles are probably going to run away with the East with everything that's going on there. And then the South. I mean, other than myself believing in the Panthers, you got really three teams right there that if Panthers keep winning and those other teams start losing, who's to know that the Panthers can be in the mix? I'm not saying that they're going to make playoffs, but they could be in the mix, right? So really on both sides, NFC and AFC, like you said, there hasn't been really no juggernauts. But we really had a lot of questions, and a lot of questions have been answered. We're halfway through the season now, guys. So we can now judge these teams based on who they are now and look at them accordingly and what they provide. Bills don't provide that defense for me. They didn't do anything in trading for somebody that will make me believe that defense is going to be better. But we'll talk about trades later. Soraya, what is the game that stuck out to you?
Yeah, so the game for me was the Cowboys and the Cardinals. I was really shocked at how sloppy of play the Cowboys were during that game, especially with their backup Bissett coming in and playing how he did. I just feel like there was a lot of like missed catches and a lot of misreads by Dak. And so I was just kind of very, when I was watching it, it was just kind of like I feel like there was a lot of basic agility and drills that just needed to happen during that game, and mistakes that were happening that shouldn't have happened. They really played sloppy on Monday. So it was kind of cool to see the Cardinals take on the Cowboys in their home stadium. That was going to be their first loss at home this year for the Cowboys. So kind of what I saw. And they went and picked up something. We'll talk about the trade. I don't know if that will necessarily help at all, the Cowboys, but that's just kind of my intake.
Yeah, two things in that game. Number one, obviously, the Cardinals is that type of team that always plays spoiler, right? They, especially in division games, they play spoiler. Mm-hmm. They come and they just beat you. I don't know how they do it, but they end up doing it, spoiling against teams like that. When their backs are against the wall, I think they perform the best. It looks like that Kyler Murray is out for 4 games now, being put on IR. Pretty much can cancel him out for the rest of the season. So now we're dealing with a Jacoby, right? So he did pretty well actually in that game, I will say. Number 2, back to what you said about the trades. Absolutely, 100% can agree with you on that. It's a little too late. I think Jerry should have made these type of moves in the offseason to make that team what it needs to be. They waited too long to get rid of Micah Parsons, and now I guess what does this really mean going through the future? Now, are those significant trades could make the Cowboys better? Absolutely, 100%. But now you're what, 3? What are they, 3-6? Yeah, they're 3-5-1. So it's like, what are you going to do with that now? Like, you're not going to go on a run. Like, it's not going to happen. You still got to play against some of the West teams, and you still have to play against some of your division rivals. So does it impact the team? 100%. It's a little too late, though, for me. I don't think that it makes a significant difference to the point where they're going to make a run for this year. But hopefully we'll see more of these type of trades for the Cowboys so that it can make this division a little bit more competitive. That's a non-biased take.
Oh, no, that's a good take.
Yeah, before I do mine, let's go through our chat real quick. We have Down South Philly Show say it must be Wednesday. Absolutely, brother. We have Pat up in here. Kim Pat Talks. What's up, Pat Nation? Yeah, I know he's excited about his Patriots. Go check him out. Go hit him with the subscribe button. What's wrong with the Cowgirls? He said it correctly, too. What is wrong with those Cowgirls? They just lost their backup quarterback, Jacoby Brissett.
Lost to a backup. Now, just so everyone remembers, Jacoby Brissett is not necessarily a backup, even though he's listed as a backup. He was a starter for 5 seasons. You know, he's just on the downside of his career, and obviously when that happens, you start seeing those things. But for someone to come in the way he has, if you're trying to get 17 games out of him, yeah, they're going to struggle. But to fill in the gaps, that's what Jacoby Brissett is in. So he has the capability. So he's not really a backup. He's just basically like a plan B option aspect. He has the mentality of, I know what I got to do to win games. Because he also has led a team to a division crown. So that's where it's like you can't really say he's a backup. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, technically he's not a backup anymore because they officially, kind of nicely benched Murray, and now he is going to be starting.
Yeah. Are the Eagles back? Back better than ever, baby. Let's go to the next one. With the trades, Howie Roseman is cooking up. Yeah, he actually was dialing from a blocked number to get these trades done. What is the grade for the Colts trading to get Sauce Gardner? We'll talk about that later. We also have the snowplow is safer than the tush push. Yeah. That was something we brought up too. Is for the Bills trying to ban it, they sure run it more than the Eagles have this year.
I thought it was the Packers though.
No, it's been Allen. This last game, I think they ran it twice, if I'm not mistaken.
I can say because I know he has 4, I guess, snowplows.
Is that what we're calling it? Snowplow?
We're gonna call it the snowplow. I mean, I don't know.
Let me cook. The Eagles got CB. Yeah, they got Michael Carter, who was the backup to Sauce Garner. We also got Jair Alexander. Monday night is his revenge game. Absolutely 100%. I think this. We'll talk about that. But yeah, we did. And last but not least, they also got Phillips. Yeah, who's going to come off the edge? Again, talking about Howie Roseman. Yeah, he's the king of all of that. We have Phil down south Philly. Cardinals are better with Brissett. He also said prior to that, it's too early for me. I need to see a couple more weeks before I know what's up around the league. Maybe for you, not for me though. I think I really got it all in. Are the Patriots going to win division against the Bills? It's looking like that, but I don't think so. He's definitely still a backup. Yeah, I mean he's ultimately Jacoby. What he is like a Joe Flacco, right? You're gonna get him in. You can get him in mid-season. If you're in contention, you probably can get some games won with him. Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't mind him being the starting quarterback. The way that he was playing against the Cowboys. And so, yeah, my game real quick would be the Vikings versus the Lions. I wanted to see what happens when Goff is in pressure. Every single year, they always put the Lions on this pedestal, and they still haven't addressed what it looks like when Goff is under pressure. Now, yeah, granted, he's playing against a divisional rival, and we also haven't seen him play a really strong defensive guys that get after him. But when he gets after him, he kind of shows who he is. They also shut down Gibbs in this game, and it kind of shows you where they're at as a football team. Similar to what the Eagles would look like, but except we win. And those are not strays; those are just facts. We find ways to win, and they obviously didn't find a way to win against the Vikings, and we did. So with that being said, I would say that we're starting to see what these teams are kind of looking like, and also kind of giving the edge to what the Eagles can become coming off of this bye. Say we go on a 3-game winning streak, you really can't say that that's the team to beat in the NFC. And with these trades that we're going to talk about right now, that's some of the biggest things. So let's jump right into it. Let's jump right into these trades. What was some of the biggest trades? 2025 NFL trade deadline. Jair Alexander gets traded from the Baltimore Ravens to the Eagles. Tyson Campbell from the Jaguars to the Browns. Michael Carter II, Jets to the Eagles. Kyle Duggar from the Patriots to the Steelers. Joe Flacco during the season was traded from the Browns to the Bengals. And also put it in the chat which one was the biggest one for you guys. But we had Sauce Garner obviously going to the Colts. Gilman going to the Baltimore Ravens. They also filled the outside linebacker position with Jones. The Ravens did from the Titans. Also got McCurry to the Rams. We had Mechie, which is Sarai's crush, going from the Eagles to the Jets. We had Jacoby Myers going from the Raiders to the Jaguars. We had Mitchell from the Colts to the Jets. Newsome II from the Browns to the Jaguars. I can't remember how to say his name. Oche or Uwai or whatever his name is. The outside linebacker, which was this is a big splash for me. He's an outside linebacker from the Ravens. He's going to the Chargers. That beats up the Chargers defense a little bit. They also got outside linebacker Penning from the Saints. That's the Chargers. Then the big one, Phillips, best pass rusher on the Dolphins, going to the Eagles. Shaheed beefing up the Seahawks at wide receiver position, coming from the Saints. You got Mozzie Smith getting traded from the Cowboys to the Jets. And then obviously the Jets traded away Taylor, a defensive back, to the Chargers. So the Chargers was obviously beefing up their defense as well. You have Joe, the defensive end from the Cleveland Browns, going to the Bears. White, we got Keon White from the Patriots, also a DN, going to the 49ers, which was much needed for the 49ers with Joey Bosa there. We have Williams, D tackle from the Jets, going to the Cowboys, and Logan Wilson from the Bengals going to the Cowboys. So those are the two big ones that Sarai was talking about at the end. Which one stuck out to you, and which one makes the biggest difference for that team after the trade deadline?
Sarai, what's your thoughts?
Personally, I kind of like the Phillips trade. I feel like today they actually interviewed Jordan Mailata and they asked him what his thoughts were on Phillips. And he said, hey, he's come in here. He has tools in his belt. They're not rusty. He's already talked to me and Lane on things he's already been seeing, like with our play. And I think he's really just going to help us out a lot. And so I thought that was kind of cool to hear. But it was definitely needed. So I kind of like the Phillips pickup. The other one that was a shock to me, obviously, was Sauce. I mean, 2 first-rounders is crazy. But, hey, how are the Colts going to look now with Sauce? So
horrible. No, I'm going to piggyback off what you said about that Phillips trade. I think that was one of the key, because obviously the injury bug has definitely hit Philadelphia's defensive front. You know, plus after 5 games, having Zadarius Smith just up and retire. So seeing Brandon Graham come back out of retirement, having Phillips in there. We know we haven't seen Nolan Smith but 3 games this year because of the tricep injury. So I think that was one of the bigger acquisitions. When it came to the Michael Carter at cornerback, that's one of the things I know that we've all talked about quite drastically is where's the Philadelphia Eagles' biggest, weakness, when it comes to defensive side, and that is in the secondary.
Yeah.
I think they did good on the Carter trade, but I don't think the Alexander trade is as good as everyone thinks it is, because Jair he hasn't played what he was before the ACL injury. And that's the other thing with the Phillips trade that people have to remember. 2023, he was out because of a torn Achilles. 2024, he missed time because of torn ACL. So when he was on the field, yes, he was one of the better, especially rookie players. He's in the final year of that rookie contract. So I think that right there was the biggest trade acquisition. As for the Sauce Gardner to Colts, I think that was
Before you move on, I get what you're saying and all of that, and that could be absolutely true. But the greater truth about the Philadelphia Eagles is the fact that Jair Alexander doesn't have to come in and be the CB1 anymore. He doesn't have to have all eyes on him anymore. That's Quinyon Mitchell. Then we get to put Cooper back at the nickel position where he's most comfortable at. Michael Carter and Jair Alexander are basically in there to be role players. They don't have to do much. They just have to do their position and focus on how to scheme it up with Vic Fangio and give us that CB2 position, not CB1. So there's a lot of less pressure on Jair to be the guy that you're talking about when he was as a Packer. He has to just come in and play his role. The other thing about that trade with Phillips is the same exact thing. That front rotation is so crazy with all these guys. You got Uche, we didn't talk about. Ala Jamero. We got Tyson Robinson. We have just on the edges, you got Jalix Hunt, Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith. This is rotational. This is not like they're going to play every single snap. We're not asking guys to be in there for 4 quarters in every single snap. We're asking guys to come in, play your role, play what the package is giving you, and that's absolutely it. So we might see a Jair Alexander that's coming in and out of plays and just has to be better. Listen to me now. Hear me out. Has to be better than Adoree Jackson and Ringo. That's it. If you could be better than them, we're going to be fine. And I think these guys give us that.
I think the other thing that a lot of people are missing is that Slay was such a big mentor to Quinion, and I think that that area misses a lot of veteran presence too. And so I think it might boost a little bit of confidence, or it might boost some, morale on that side. Because I mean, they basically Slay is not there anymore, and that's who was the mentorship for Quinion. So,
and I also forgot to mention Campbell as well. Campbell's in there to play the edge or the linebacker position. But
yeah.
oh yeah,
No,
so here we go. Here we go right here. So here it is right here. See, Jair is better than Ringo and Jackson right now. Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. He just has to be better than them, and I believe 1,000% that he's better than them. That's it. We're not asking him to be a superstar. We're just asking him to play his position.
No. I know that. But that's where you have a player who has always been the all-pro corner. You have to get him to, flow into that aspect. Okay, I'm no longer number one. And I think he can be successful there.
I think he's going to have that mentality coming in because he already knows that position is not his. The other thing that I need to add, too, is that Vic Fangio, the reason why Phillips had that 8.5 sacks that year was because of Vic Fangio. He's coming back to Vic Fangio's system. That kind of helps out, too. So watch out for that as well because Phillips understands how to play in that system as well.
Mm-hmm. Understandable. As for the Sauce trade, go ahead.
Yeah, let's talk about Sauce. Yeah, go ahead.
So as for that Sauce trade, I think that was probably one of the worst trades that Colts could have done.
Do you blame them though? Because they're in win now mode, right? So they're gonna have to. They know that their secondary is horrible, and if they're gonna make a splash, it's gonna be this year, right? So,
but making a
it
splash,
is a horrible trade. Yeah, it is a horrible trade.
He hasn't played. He hasn't played to the value of what they gave up for him. I mean, they gave up Adonai Mitchell and 2 first-rounders.
Yeah, the 2 first-rounders is crazy.
I mean, I can understand. Okay, I'm going to give up my number 3 receiver. Because Adonai was floating between 3 and 4 is where he was at. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, you're going to hit and a first and maybe a third, but I don't see the 2 firsts. Me personally, if I were to give that a grade, I would say the Colts would get a D- on that thing. It's like you gave up way too much.
That's crucial. But at the end of the day, understanding that Sauce hasn't lived up to his expectations in the Jets, I wouldn't have lived up to my expectations either if you're the way that you're playing and not competing, right? So like maybe he gets a new spark on a new team. Maybe you see that old Sauce back. Yeah, maybe you get that new spark or that new drive and passion again because you went from being on a horrible team and you wake up 7-2. You know what I mean? Kind of like
not.
Yeah, I'm optimistic. So I think.
Yeah,
I think good guys with talent just need a good system.
No, I agree. Like I said, I just felt that the Colts gave up too much. Like, I mean, I'm all for giving up Mitchell, who was a 2nd-round pick last year. I'm all giving up for that future first. I just didn't see the second year. I'm like, I can say, hey, I'm going to give you a first and a third, but I just don't see that. But I don't think that was the worst trade actually in the whole trade deadline and this season. To me, the worst trade that occurred was with the Jets and the Cowboys. The Quinion Williams. The Jets, man, they got paid. They made out. You're talking about they gave up Sauce and his contract. Quinion Williams and his contract. They got Mozzie Smith, Adonai Mitchell, both on rookie contracts. Plus, they added a first next year, a second next year, and 2 firsts in the 27. I mean, the Jets probably had the best offseason you can have because they're like, look, we suck.
I would be mad if I was Mozzie.
The one that I feel bad for is Breece Hall. I was expecting him to get traded. So, I mean, but I give that trade for the Cowboys to give up everything that they gave. I think they actually gave up a higher value than the Sauce trade. So I actually gave the Cowboys an F on that grade.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean. The Wilson, I don't think it helped out at all. I think it just put a Band-Aid on the already cracked foundation for the Cowboys. I don't think it boosted them in any way.
Yeah, I just don't see. But
He
I
really
think
should have just
that was the worst
saved.
trade.
Yeah, he should have really just saved whatever he basically gave up for the draft.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what it should have been. According to Jerry, here in Dallas, he said this was just going to be the answer to all their problems. So we will have to see.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the other ones were the fact that the Chargers are beefing up their defense. That to me says a lot, because if you can keep Herbert in games, Herbert can win those games for you. And he's already winning those games. So if you beef up your defense a little bit more, they got 3 guys that are going to go and can contribute. So super excited about that as well. Let's go through some of these chats, and then we'll get to what week. Let me see. Okay, there's a lot here, guys. So I'm gonna start with let's start with yes, we also get Ja'Cory Bennett back. That's another guy on a CB position. He allowed 0 touchdowns last year with the Raiders. We do get him back. He might be back as well. Oh yeah, Ja'Cory Bennett. Yeah, he's back. His window is open. I call him Big Fangio. That's right. Jets will be another flash sale in 4 years, 100%. And then also Eagles at Packers is, in my opinion, one of the best Monday night games this season. Jalen Hurts versus Michael Parsons. We've already seen that before. We've seen him play 2 times a year against Jalen Hurts. He does some crazy sack at the end of the game when it doesn't matter anymore. That's not the most exciting game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Is Week 11. We play against the Lions. They've been talking the most smack, so we'll see that game in Week 11.
Yeah.
No comments. Okay, cool. We'll keep rolling.
No. On that one, the Packers. The Packers and Eagles. Like I said, it's just showing my case where the Packers
that step to go to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have that capability. I know you have them winning the division. I don't see it yet still. I don't think they've made it over that hump yet.
Are you talking about your Packers?
Yes. Yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about.
You're a Packer fan.
What's wrong, Mark?
I lost.
I think this sounds better.
But yeah, I think honestly, the Packers, I still have them winning division. I got to stand in the paint. I think that the Lions, probably be a game behind. But I think that the Lions will probably go further than the Green Bay Packers if they don't get their ish together, right? So there's a lot of things that have to a lot of things have to happen for this to be good, but it's going to be competitive. I love that division. The division's very competitive. We'll see who the Packers really are on Thanksgiving when they play against the Lions. So that's a chance to preview to see what they really look like on Thanksgiving. I'm excited actually for that game on Thanksgiving. But yeah, that's not the biggest game for sure. Is Week 11. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of viewers on that Monday Night Football game when the Eagles play against the Lions in the link too. So they could beat us in the link. That says a lot about the Lions. I ain't gonna hold you non-biased.
That's the Black Friday game? No.
Black Friday game we play against the Bears. Okay, Sam Darnold is looking like an elite quarterback. Will he be a good fit with the Raiders next year? Sam Darnold looks like Sam Darnold like you always do. It's like waking up early in the morning. You get excited to eat Lucky Charms, and you get happy for so long until it gets old, and Lucky Charms don't taste good anymore. That's him in the postseason. Once you get to the playoffs, he doesn't show up, or when the lights are too bright. He'll remain the same as he always is. And I think that he played last year really, really good. He played this year really, really good. JSN has been playing phenomenal, one of the best wide receivers this year. But there's a lot that needs to happen with that Seattle team for them to be competitive, and it doesn't start with Sam Darnold. it starts elsewhere. They need to figure that out. Patriots and Buccaneers prediction for Sunday. I got the Buccaneers winning by a landslide for Kim Pat Talk. Yeah, it's the Patriot. If they were in New England, it'd be more of a game for me. I think that the Buccaneers coming off of a bye, a lot of rest, a lot more healthier. You're going to get a Baker Mayfield that's on fire again. I don't see the Patriots beating the Buccaneer team. I think that defense is great as well. I have the Buccaneers all the way by a landslide. You can't even convince me else.
I have the Pats.
I've got the Bucks on that one, but not by a landslide. I see it like 6 points.
What I mean is not point differential. I mean the way that they control the game. It's going to look easy.
Yes.
The way that they control the game. Yeah.
No, I agree, but I think it's only going to be a 6-point win.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I mean, the Patriots has been a great team all season. It's just for me, it's your first year, bro. Like get your wins where you can get your wins and prove where you need to win. Let's see, Goodwin, Evans, Irving out. Yeah, it never mattered. That never mattered for them. They still got Mbuka. They played good no matter who's out or who's in. Is Godwin confirmed that he's out? Because I thought, if I'm not mistaken, that Irving was coming back. Let me fact check real quick. I know Evans is out. Let me see here. Sorry, guys, real quick. I just want to fact check real quick.
Yeah, down south. That's what he said. We play Packers in Lambeau, and then we play the Lions in week. That's what he said.
Yeah. The Lions and yeah. So Irving might be back. He's questionable. He might make it back for week 10. Bucky, he'll get the Patriots defense and surrender the second fewest fantasy points for running back. Yeah, so I mean he might be back.
Okay.
And then he says, appreciate that, Sarai. Of course, you're backing up the Kim Pat Talk. He also says, Mike, you're going to hear from me if we win. Absolutely. I'll hear from you any day. That's just my opinion. I really think
they get on fire.
I think the Buccaneers will win that game. I think that they'll control the clock. They'll put a lot of pressure on Drake May that he's never seen. Todd Bowles defense. It's a different look, man. It's a different animal. It's not easy to win in their house. So if you guys do, kudos to y'all. You know what I mean? I give you guys all the respect. But I mean, at the end of the day, no disrespect. I just think that the Buccaneers will win that game for sure, no matter who they have in or out. But anything else? Any other takes before we go on?
No,
all right, cool. So let's move on to week 10. Guys, what is the most exciting game? Think about what's the most exciting game for you to see this week. Looking forward to we got the Raiders at Broncos on Thursday. So we got a divisional game. And I don't know, man. That's going to be kind of a nightmare for the Raiders to go into Denver on a Thursday night and try to beat them. But that's the game that we have. It's plus 425. For Las Vegas, it's a 9.5 point spread, so we'll see what happens there. We got Falcons versus Colts. It is a home game for the Colts in Berlin. That is an international game. So we have we have two international games left. This is one, and then the following week is the last one. But we got Falcons and Colts there. We got Browns and Jets. So we got some horrible games coming up. We got Jaguars and Texans. We got Bills and Dolphins. Then we got a competitive game, and we just talked about with the Patriots and Buccaneers. I got some more horrible games coming up. We got the Giants versus the Bears. We got an interesting game here with the Ravens going to Minnesota to play the Vikings. We got a dumpster fire here with the Saints versus the Panthers. Panthers can go 6-4, guys. That's what I'm talking about. They beat the Saints. They're 6-4. That's crazy to think about.
They have the same. They have the same amount as the Chiefs. Ain't that crazy? The Panthers.
Man, nuts. In the beginning of the year, I said that they were going to go 10. In the beginning of the year, I said they were going to go 10-7. I might be lucky enough to get close to that at least. But the Cardinals go to the Seahawks. This is a spoiler game. Might be a trap game. I think that the Cardinals might play spoiler in this game, so look out for that game. We'll see what happens. But they go to Seattle to play them. And then the Lions probably going to dominate the Commanders. They're going to go to Washington and play the Commanders. And then here's another tricky game, another trap game. We got the Rams in San Francisco.
Go Niners.
Definitely. And then we have Steelers and Chargers. Interesting game there. And then obviously our Monday Night Football game, Eagles at Lambeau against the Packers. What game sticks out to you guys? Which ones are you most excited about?
Monday night. That's the best game of the week.
You think so?
Simple as that. I think so. I have the Eagles winning though. I got the Eagles winning by 10. Minimum.
Interesting. What about you, Sarah?
I'll be watching the Niners beat the Rams.
Same. I think I that's the game I'm looking forward to is seeing.
They get Brock Purdy back, I think, this week. Actually,
that would be an interesting question. We got my cousin, professional football player, up in the chat, giving a shout out. What's going on, Adrian? Appreciate you joining us. Hopefully, you are doing great in Austin. So what? The Niners, what do they do? Do they keep Mac 10 in that's been progressing and helping them to win games, or do they bring Brock Purdy back in to play? What would you do?
I'd let Brock play.
Mac. You got to let Mac stay. He's winning.
Yeah. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Simple as that.
I already knew you was gonna say that. That's why I said that.
They got to be in it to win it. And if you're if you're winning, then why are you going to change it?
Yeah. Put in the chat. What game do you guys think is the most exciting game to watch this week coming up? Yeah, and this also puts a lot on because everything is so tight in the NFC. We need to get some more losses here. We need to see the Lions lose. We need to see the Rams lose. We need to see the Seahawks lose. Those are some teams that we need to see losing. I would love for the Niners to win that game against the Rams. That would be a clean sweep, right? Because they beat them once already. So that would be a clean sweep. And it's gonna be difficult. You're gonna be in Levi Stadium too. They have George Kittle too, right? Don't they? So
Kittle's back.
Kittle's back. Juwan Jennings, Caffrey.
They have CMC.
Yeah, and then you bring Brock Purdy back. That's a different game. Defensively, do they have Bosa back? No, he's not back yet.
No, he's not back yet.
But defensively, they've been playing well anyways underneath Saleh. So regardless of who they haven't had Fred Warner in 3 weeks now. And they've been playing well. So
I think the big thing is, Juwan Jennings. When you look at the Niners, they have 2 touchdown passes to their wide receivers on the season. 2. That's it. So as long as you keep those short game plays, your checkdowns, stuff like that, because they haven't had the receivers because of injuries. Obviously, Ayuk's still not back. Juwan Jennings is actually playing with, they said, 4 broken ribs, plus a knee issue and other things like that. So he's finally gotten back onto the field for a full game this last week. So I think the Niners can take that win. But again, I leave Mac Jones in. I don't put Brock Purdy in unless if you're starting either A, you're seeing a struggle on Mac Jones, then you make the change, or that realistically that's the only way. Or if there's a blowout, which I don't see the Niners having a blowout on the Rams.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only way you make it change at quarterback because again, Mac Jones is doing what he's got to do to win, and they're proving a point. He's doing his portion.
All right, awesome. This is the part of the show that we enjoy the most because we talk the most. And so, let's get into our power rankings before we get up out of here. Let's start with, like we always do, our Molly of the show. Sorry.
So my
She didn't like. I'm sorry, guys. She didn't like that reference. My bad.
my
It's better than saying
rankings-
Joy. It's better than saying Joy Taylor. I'll tell you that. But go ahead. I'm just saying I'd rather take a Molly over Joy. But go ahead. But go ahead though.
Are you done?
Finish. Go ahead.
Great. So my power rankings go: number 5, the Colts; number 4, the Bills; number 3, the Broncos; number 2, the Patriots; and number 1, the Eagles. No
That's
honorable
crazy.
mention this year. This week.
It's crazy what a bye week does for us, huh? Crazy. How you winning on your day off?
I don't know, but I'm excited for Monday night because we will be as complete as I think we can be for the next couple of games.
What you got on your 5?
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, what you got?
Wait. For
Mm-hmm.
I almost said something. For your honorable mention.
I don't got one this week.
Oh, you don't have an honorable mention this
Nope.
week? Okay.
Nope.
No one deserves it.
There's
She's saying no one deserves it.
We're
So I
halfway
got
through the season. You're either 6 or you're honorable mention. So I'm not talking about my 6th place. That's
Okay,
what
I will. My honorable mention is a tie between the Colts and the 49ers. Colts was a complete drop off for me after seeing what I've seen. But at number 5, I got the Seahawks. Seahawks is playing lights out, putting a lot of numbers on bunches. They're putting in a lot of touchdowns, putting numbers on the board. Not the fact of what they're doing. As much as I don't want to see them on this top 5, I got to put them in there because they've been playing great. Number 4, I got the Bucks. Bucks are in it to win it. Baker's been playing lights out, so I have their defense. Their defense has also been responding very well. And then I have 3, New England Patriots. Drake May is also in the MVP conversation along with Baker Mayfield. So I also have New England up there at number 3. Number 2, I got the Denver Broncos, top 5 defense, been coming back and winning games. They only have 2 losses on the season as well, and they are putting things together, and I think that they get better as the course of the season goes and they win that division. At number 1, you have the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, I mean, winning on your day off versus whether it's people losing and you're taking the 1 seed to getting 3 players on your bye week. I mean, this week was the most exciting week for me because I got the Philadelphia Eagles at number 1, and it's been a while. So, yeah, that's my.
Didn't you have him there last week?
Do you need the buzzard mark? Thanks, CP.
Oh, that's cute. All right,
I thought you had Philly last week at number 1.
I sure didn't. I had them at
Who'd
3.
you have one last week?
Colts. Colts were number 1.
That's right. You didn't have the Bills in there?
I had the Bills at, I think, number 2.
No, you had no this week. You don't have the Bills in the top 5?
I don't this week. Nope.
Can I ask why?
They're number 7 right now. They're 6-2. They're also, yeah, they're not in it for me in the top 5. Whether if it's
All right.
conference away games, home games, winning division, yes, I mean they're not there. No defense there yet. They might be on it next week though. They dominate. They dominate. They dominate this next week. Yeah, but there's other teams above them. I mean, you can even fight why I don't have the Colts in there and I have Denver. I mean,
I'm like, you don't have Detroit in there.
Oh hell no! Detroit is like 1, 2, 3, 4,
Lions is
5,
probably
6,
on
7,
mine.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th.
13th.
Yeah, they're 13th, bro.
They're 6 on mine.
I'm like, and you've been making fun of me on some of the things on some of mine. I'm like, that 13th is crazy.
I mean, just based on rankings and percentages and home and away games, conferences and division, even in the NFL, National Football League has them at 13. So I got them at 13 too.
The NFL has them at 13? Not the one that I saw.
I could show you right here. You got them at 13 right there.
Yeah, they crazy. They're delusional. I'll tell you that. So for my top 5, man, I got the Broncos at 5. Broncos deserve to be there. Bo Nix is doing what he's got to do to win. I definitely been impressed with what they've done on the season. At number 4, that is where I have the Detroit Lions. You know,
the way
you have. Yeah,
you're gonna live and die by the Detroit Lions, huh? Until after week 11.
Hey, no, I've got the Lions. You know, yes, again, when you look at both their losses, loss in week 1 to a division opponent with brand new coordinators, you weren't expected to win. Okay, this week, loss again to a division opponent. So does it good for
with two new offensive coordinators halfway through the season?
I'm not saying about that.
I know, but you got to add that in there.
No, I'm not going to add that in there. They shouldn't have lost. They shouldn't have lost as well. Yeah, no. So
I mean, damn, right?
You know, but it to me it was just a bad defensive game, is what it was. You know, but I have them at 4. At number 3, I have the Bills at 3. Okay, you just beat the Chiefs. They've got the wins. They got what they do. At number 2, I've got the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. This is the part of the show where we end it.
I will not move up I will not move up a team. I had them at number 2 last week. I will not move up a team that is coming off of a bye. Absolutely not. You don't deserve to go up to number 1 with a bye week. Absolutely not. So I have them at number 2. But yeah, I realistically,
that's so crazy to say, because every single week there's been a team on a bye week, and a lot of these teams you have them up there.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't. Even after I just said I will not move up. I said I will not move up a team, a ranking, after a bye week. You've done nothing to prove it. Now, when it comes to the offseason, I think, yeah, they had probably the best offseason along with the Jets. The Jets are planning for the future, but they're going to be on a fire sale once again, just like DP said. Offense, you know, so trade season, 100%. Philadelphia Eagles had the best trade deadline, without a doubt. Okay, number 1, I got the New England Patriots. That's who I got.
Oh, God. We got to end the show.
Why?
Considering the fact, this is what blows my mind about everybody and their, like, these takes. This is what blows my freaking mind. Because with the body of work that the Eagles have performed and had to deal with what is it? Six of our games were against a playoff caliber team. We went through a whole gauntlet and beat those teams that are now fighting for not only division but playoff seedings. We beat those teams.
Everyone has.
Okay?
Everyone's fighting for playoff seeding still.
No, you're not getting the concept, the body of work. We're talking about the Chiefs here. We're talking about the Rams. We're talking about the Denver Broncos that you have in your top 5. We have all these different teams in this body of work. We beat them all, right? And then we go into our bye week. We go into our bye week. These teams lose in the bye week.
We didn't beat the Broncos.
I'm like, they lost to the Colts, who you have at 6. They lost to the Chargers, who are not on your list. That's who Denver has lost to.
Okay. So who does
but to me, for Philadelphia, Denver has beat the Eagles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we lost to them and the Giants.
Okay. You lost bad to the Giants, which again, divisional opponent. But you're not giving
we also beat the Giants 38.
100%. 100%.
So that's a cancel out. We cancel out that game.
Cancel
so
out.
One game. Okay, so
but you're not getting. But see, you're looking at it this way. You have to look at it as the Eagles will sit there and say, "Hey, this is what we've done." Well, we lost this in a divisional game, but yet it's not being given consideration. The Lions haven't played that second divisional game against the 2 teams that they've lost. So how come it's not giving the recognition to the Lions? And we all know I'm not.
Let's pull them up. Let's see who they played. We'll do that.
Okay.
Because there's no body of work to any of these teams that we have in the top 5. Body of work when it comes to the Colts. The Colts played against the Dolphins. They exactly. And we got
nobody.
Them, right?
Okay.
Let's go to the next one. Who's the next one that you got? Oh, you got the Patriots at number 1. Let's go to the Patriots body of work.
Beat the Bills.
But we know that happens every year. Even when they were garbage, they split with them every year. Like, come on now.
Why?
The same football games.
Why would they split?
Games, bro.
It's a divisional game. Okay. We can talk about the Lions.
So they beat so the Raiders. The Raiders beat them in week 1. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Patriots. The Raiders beat the Patriots in week 1. The Dolphins, they beat the Dolphins. The Steelers beat the Patriots. They beat the Panthers. The Bills obviously beat the Bills. Then they beat the Saints. They beat the Titans. They beat the Browns. They beat the Falcons by 1 point last week. Bro, what are we talking about? Where's the body of work there?
Where's the body of work for the Philadelphia Eagles when they squeaked by off of a block? When they squeaked by because of a blocked field goal? How many times have they won on the last possession because of their play? They have had one of the most difficult beginning of the seasons that the NFL can give somebody. 100%. I cannot move a team up in rankings. I had them at 2 last week. I cannot move them up personally because they had a bye week. I can, for the Patriots.
Cool. If that's what you're going off of, cool. But what I'm saying for my defense, for my team, is I would say that starting off week 1, we're playing against a divisional rival that plays us tough every single week. We ended up beating them 24-20 with a new coordinator because you bring that up in the beginning of the season with the Lions. So we're figuring it out too, just like the Lions when you defend the Lions.
100%.
Then week 2, when we're figuring it out, just like the Lions are, we beat the Chiefs and we go to Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs, as difficult it may be. Then we host the Rams and we beat the Rams 33-26. We have a narrative that we always lose to the Bucks. And guess what we do in 100 and some degree weather? Like they always say we have to go do, and we lose to the Bucks. We beat them. So we beat the Bucks. Then for three quarters, we smack the hell out of the Denver Broncos, and they catch up towards the end in the fourth quarter with like 10 minutes left in the game, and they end up winning that game for whatever odd reason. Then we lose to the Giants, and of course, that you see that right there. Then we go beat the Vikings, another playoff team, body of work. We smack the hell out of the Giants, 38-20 again. That cancels that out. Then we play 2 games in the Packers and the Lions. All I'm saying is if the Eagles are not number 1 after we beat the Green Bay Packers and the Lions, that's crazy. It's crazy.
I already said once they beat the Packers, they will be number 1. I said that. I'm not arguing that. But when you look at the Lions, you have to give credit where credit is due. They lost week 1 with 2 What credit? Lost week 1 to the divisional opponent, the Green Bay Packers, who you have winning in the division with new coordinators. Same argument. Play a divisional opponent with the Chicago Bears and beat the living crap out of them by 31 points. Play the Ravens, who were supposed to be contenders with a healthy team, beat the Ravens. The Browns defense, who have one of the best top 5 defenses, as you've said, beat the crap out of them. I don't care, top 10. Top 10, top 5, top 25. They still beat the crap out of them. They beat them by 24.
In garbage time, but I'll give you that. In garbage time, they beat them like that. It was a close game. I watched every single Lions game. Believe me, in all 22, I've watched every Lions game because everybody's so high on them. So I watched that game. Go ahead.
And
Beat the Bengals by 13 points.
We'll just have to wait until next week to see if we have any moving pieces or any pieces that stay. I feel like this season is a lot different. Nobody is very dominant in any type of division. So we'll have to see.
What the Eagles beat the Bucks by?
The Bucks? The Eagles beat what was the score for the Eagles and the Bucks?
31-25.
Okay. The Lions beat the Bucks 24-9.
Where was it at?
In Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, it happens. Like I said, to me, it happens. Once they beat the Packers next week, once they beat the Packers, like I said, the Eagles 100%, they will be number 1 on the list. I cannot move a team up personally on a list on a bye week. You've done nothing to sit there and hey, I've just won. I don't think any team in any rankings should ever move up on a freaking bye week. In college, no matter what. You did nothing to prove yourself. Now, if you want to say a team is tied,
boosted us to the number 1 spot.
But the other teams didn't lose. You have the Bills have one of the
Commanders lost, Giants lost. So guess what? We took that spot, number 1, all the way up to the top.
The Niners. The Niners aren't even in the top 10.
I didn't say the Niners. I said in our division, all 3 of them lost.
Okay.
So
but what about those that are in the top 5? But to me, like I said,
we started off
the top 5.
Before the bye week, we were the number 5 seed. After this week, we moved up to the number 1 seed.
By doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's exactly. It's a bye week. Win. Like other teams that should have lost. Win.
That was your opportunity.
That was your chance to keep it moving.
Knock us out.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, you got to take a bye week too.
100%. So does that mean that, okay, but yet most people will look at the Lions or they'll look at the Packers or look at these other teams. Oh, no, they aren't going to move up. You have to take yourself out of that aspect. Like, okay, I think, the Super Bowl is going to run through the Philadelphia Eagles. I have them making the Super Bowl. I have them obviously going to the NFC Championship. They will play against the Green Bay Packers or the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship. That is a guarantee. It is going to run through the Eagles. I see the Eagles. They can win this year. They can win next year. I can see them actually going as a 3-peat. They are that good. They are that young.
You heard it here first by Mark.
But I look at those things and I'm like, okay, you have to take into counterbalancing. Will they end up finishing the season number 1? Yeah, they probably will. They have definitely had a gauntlet schedule at the beginning of the season. We've seen teams where they have a tough schedule in the middle, tough schedule at the end. We talked about this a couple years ago when we first started Sports Lounge Media. They had a gauntlet at the end of the season, and they had to win like 7 to be basically guarantee that number 1 spot. And they were successful. They were freaking awesome. I think they have that capability. I think the biggest thing is they are learning, they are starting to function on all cylinders. So, like I said, I think that yes, the Super Bowl is going to run through Philadelphia. The Super Bowl, I see them repeating. I don't see a team in the AFC that can take them out. They will have to take themselves out, is what is going to have to happen in order for them not to make it to the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
It is going to be on their play. They're going to be their biggest, opponent.
Right.
That is my take. Like I said, once they win next week against the Packers, because I do not see the Packers having the capability. I don't care about Michael Parsons being a Green Bay Packer. It helped drastically, but there's too many other underlying issues. We saw it once again this week. They managed to sit there and drop the ball with Jordan Love and lose to the Panthers. Now, they are a surprise team. They are playing a lot better than what they should.
Mhm.
But that's where I'm getting at, where it's like, okay, the Packers are losing to teams they should not lose to. And it's happened again. And that's why when it comes down to it, I agree. The biggest game of Thanksgiving Day is going to be the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. And the only way that the Packers win the division is because of that stupid freaking rule on a tie. Don't damn ties in football. Keep playing until you win.
You heard it here first.
So that's my spiel, and I'm done for the night.
All right, let's get to the next segment real quick.
Yay! Yeah, let's talk about Hearts and House. So excited. So, Hearts and House is a nonprofit organization that is based out here in Dallas. Want to introduce you to my friend. His name is Pinball. We love Pinball. He's been with the organization for quite some time. He has full training. He is fully vetted. He is ready for his forever home. He's a 3-year-old male, medium breed mix. He's about 50 pounds. He actually came to us as an abandoned dog. We found him. And so, yeah, Pinball is great. If you guys are ever interested in finding a friend, either a cat with hearts and meows or a dog hearts and howls, you can always visit our website, heartsandhowlsrescue.org. And they have all the adoptable pets that are listed. If you'd like to donate, it is tax deductible as well. If you'd like to make a donation. And from there, you can also visit their Amazon wish list if you guys are ever interested in just providing a donation. And that's Pinball.
Yeah, and then you could just tap on that QR code and visit them at www.heartsandhouse.com, or just scan that QR code and that will take you right there to that. Also, visit us at www.sportsloungemedia.com. We do have a Thanksgiving special that's coming up that you guys should be looking forward to. We are working on the website, transitioning into an actual place that you guys can have a web store. We're going to have a web store at, and see a lot of creative things that we're doing with that web page as well. So go ahead and visit us at www.sportsloungemedia.com. Thank you again to everybody that has joined us on this. We had a great turnout today. What? This guy. All right. So, yeah, so we had a great turnout today, and thank you everybody that has been supporting us. Don't forget to tell your family and friends about us to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Follow us on all platforms, especially X. Trying to get our followers up there as well. So go check us out on all platforms. Thank you so much for joining us, and to see all the all the different shows that we have going on during the week. Check it out on this video right here, right now. See you guys next week on Hump Day.